He came to see me. Dad, slow down on worrying about you because, boom, he knows that I spend time with my amateurs. You know me. Both of y'all know me very well.
Yeah.
Don't I spend time with my amateurs?
Yeah.
All the time. That's my peace.
Tank Davis has just dropped a bombshell on the boxing world, and no one is believing a word of it. After weeks of heated debate over his controversial draw against Lamont Roach Jr., Tank has now announced that his longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, will not be with him for his next fights, including the Roach rematch. While fans have been speculating this for months now, it seems like the strong bond between these two is breaking. Let's catch you up.
Yeah, at least I know where he was at. Because of something that we didn't want to do. It's something that we normally do. Y'all with me? And it was good for us to tell you the truth, because when I stepped back in the head biggest game and I haven't been there, it brought back so much money.
Tank Davis just dropped a bombshell on the boxing world, and no one is buying it. After weeks of heated debate over his controversial draw against Lamont Roach Jr., Tank has now announced that his longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, will not be in his corner for his upcoming fights, including the highly anticipated Roach rematch. While fans have speculated about this for months, it now appears that the once unbreakable bond between fighter and coach is starting to fracture. Let's break it all down. According to Tank, Calvin Ford is stepping away to spend more time with his family while Tank prepares for the Lamont Roach rematch and his upcoming fights this year. Sounds nice, right? But no one in the boxing world is buying it. It's the exact same excuse that was used when Leonard Ellerbe was quietly pushed out of Mayweather Promotions. The same lines, the same PR spin, the same attempt to make everything seem fine. But just like with Ellerbe, the real story is bound to come out sooner or later. The timing of all this is way too suspicious. Calvin Ford wasn't even in Tank's corner for the Roach fight, and everyone noticed. But Tank kept brushing off concerns, insisting everything was fine between them. Now, out of nowhere, Ford is stepping away to focus on family. It just doesn't add up. This isn't just any trainer quietly getting phased out. This is Calvin Ford, the man who's been with Tank since day one, the mentor who helped mold him from a young prospect into a global superstar. And now, right after the biggest controversy of Tank's career, he's suddenly out of the picture. Boxing fans aren't buying it. They know this isn't a coincidence. People are still buzzing about what happened in that round against Roach, one of the strangest moments ever seen in a high-stakes fight. Tank took a knee without absorbing a major shot, walked over to his corner, and had his trainer wipe his face. Referee Steve Willis initially started counting, but then hesitated, ultimately deciding not to rule it a knockdown. That single moment could have completely altered the outcome of the fight, and fans are still debating what really happened. Roach's team wasted no time filing an appeal, arguing that the referee should have ruled it a knockdown, an official call that could have swung the scorecards heavily in Roach's favor. The New York State Athletic Commission later admitted the ref had made a mistake, but they refused to overturn the decision. That ruling only added more controversy to an already heated debate. To many, it was clear that Tank had caught a break. The fight ended in a draw, but plenty of fans believed Roach had done enough to win. And now, Tank is shaking up his camp, starting with the man who was supposed to be leading him.
It's not like he didn't want to show up. You know what I'm saying? It just, I don't know how his body is. You know what I'm saying? You know how sometimes y'all got to go to work? Do y'all feel like it all the time? You know, so again, we getting ready for the rollout to the world. So he wanted to make sure he put on that great performance for the fans. We great, trust me. Y'all want y'all.
His team wasted no time filing an appeal, arguing that the referee should have ruled it a knockdown, an official call that could have swung the scorecards heavily in Roach's favor. The New York State Athletic Commission later admitted the ref had made a mistake, but they refused to overturn the decision. That ruling only added more controversy to an already heated debate. To many, it was clear that Tank had caught a break. The fight ended in a draw, but plenty of fans believed Roach had done enough to win. And now, Tank is shaking up his camp, starting with the man who was supposed to be leading him.
He been with me since I was 7. I used to sleep in Coach Calvin's house. I used to sleep at his job when we were working at seafood.
Some believe Tank is trying to clean up his camp before the Roach rematch, cutting ties with anyone he feels is holding him back. Others think this isn't even Tank's decision, that the move is being orchestrated by people above him, just like how Mayweather and Al Haymon made career decisions for him in the past. Either way, this isn't about a trainer simply stepping away for family reasons. It's about power and control. Tank knows his reputation took a serious hit after the Roach fight. Fans and analysts are questioning him more than ever, and the last thing he can afford is another shaky performance. If he barely got past Roach the first time, what happens if he struggles again in the rematch? What if he loses? The pressure is mounting, and Calvin Ford appears to be the first casualty in Tank's attempt to turn things around.
At DC, they call me Mo. I'm just a young nigga, be out here on the Calvin is Calvin, you know what I mean? I got Calvin tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO.
Tank has always been surrounded by strong voices: Floyd Mayweather, Al Haymon, Leonard Ellerbe, and Calvin Ford. But over time, we've seen them disappear one by one. Ellerbe was the first major name to go, and now Ford is out of the picture. The real question is, who's actually running things now? Is Tank finally calling the shots himself, or is he being pushed in a certain direction? Fans have noticed his attempts to distance himself from Mayweather, yet he hasn't fully broken free from the influence that Mayweather and Haymon still have over his career. Now, with Ford gone, it's more unclear than ever who's really in charge. The Roach fight was already a disaster for Tank in terms of public perception. He went from being seen as an unstoppable force to looking vulnerable against an opponent most people thought didn't stand a chance. The bizarre ninth-round incident only made things worse, and the way the commission handled it sparked even more backlash. Now, with Calvin Ford out of the picture, it raises serious questions about what's really happening inside Tank's camp. Is this the start of a complete shakeup? Is Ford just the first of many changes? And most importantly, who will be in Tank's corner when he steps back into the ring for the rematch? Whoever replaces Ford is walking into the biggest challenge of Tank's career. He's still undefeated, but the Roach fight exposed real weaknesses, and the rematch is now a must-win. If he struggles again, the criticism will only intensify. Fans have already been questioning whether Tank has been protected too much throughout his career, pointing out that he's yet to face Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, or Vasily Lomachenko. If he has another tough night against Roach, the calls for him to finally step up against those top names will only grow louder. Ford's departure only adds to the chaos surrounding Tank right now. The boxing world has seen this play out before. When a fighter makes major changes to his team after a controversial fight, it often signals deeper issues behind the scenes.
Let me explain something to you. Tank don't look at me as coach, he look at me as dad. Do it look like his son supposed to take your dad? I don't even feel right. Y'all hear this sound? Oh, Tank don't pay his coach. Tank was the first one in the gym, the last one out the gym. Tank used to sit on the ring like this and watch me train him.
How old is he at this point?
He was like 7, 8.
Okay.
A lot of stuff that I was giving my son was giving it to Tank. So it was a perfect fit.
Sometimes these shakeups work out. Sometimes they make things worse. Right now, no one knows how this will play out for Tank. But one thing is clear, this isn't about family time. This is about business. This is about power. And this is about a fighter trying to regain control of his career after a fight that nearly derailed everything. The truth always comes out eventually. And when it does, we'll finally know the real reason why Calvin Ford is no longer in Tank's corner. Barry Hunter's words now feel completely out of place after what Gervonta Davis just announced. When Hunter spoke about Calvin Ford's role in Tank's corner ahead of the Isaac Cruz and Roach fights, he made it clear that Ford was the backbone of Tank's career, the man who had guided him through every fight and setback. Calvin has been Tank's backbone from the beginning, Hunter said. Asterisk, their bond goes way beyond trainer and fighter. It's almost family-like. That trust and understanding is key in any fight, especially one this big. Asterisk. But now, just days after those comments, Tank has announced that Ford won't be with him for his next fights, including the Roach rematch. So what happened? Did Barry Hunter not know what was going on behind the scenes? Was he left out of the loop? Or was Tank making moves that no one saw coming? Hunter spoke with so much confidence about Ford's presence in Tank's corner that it's hard to believe he didn't sense something was off. He had insisted that Ford would still be leading the charge, keeping Tank mentally locked in and ready for whatever came his way. Calvin knows Tank inside and out, Hunter had said. Now, with Ford suddenly out of the picture, Hunter's words feel like a glimpse into a situation that wasn't as...
Golden boy, say hey, bro.